What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Salute everybody. Salute. Salute. William Silver. Salute. Iraq 15 Deuce to 5. Salute. Pilato. Salute. Luis Santiago. Salute. Jay Breezy Fireborough in the building. Salute. E Dog 135 in the building. Salute. Venezuela Reyes. Salute. DJ Shug Bryant. There he is. Salute. April D. Salute. April D in the building. Papa Song Money. Salute. Felicia Cortez. Salute. Shaquan McGraw. Salute. Almighty DTR. Salute. Yeah. Okay, I see some heads pulling up. I ain't seen in a minute. Okay, okay. Okay, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? Yeah, man, it's good to see everybody. Ray Leon Rivera, 721. Salute. Facts. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see everybody, man. You know what I mean? Um, I said like, I said a couple days ago, you know what I mean, that I was gonna continue on the Patrick Carruthers salute. I was gonna continue to keep the men's and keep the unity going, you know what I'm saying, especially with the East and the West and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I mean, I never look at it as anything other as they family, like we family, you know what I'm saying? Big Rage Brewhold 585, salute, yer. You know what I'm saying? I think I started a trend too now. You know what I'm saying? Cause I know y'all seen it before. Before, you know what I'm saying? Before it was all hate, all this crazy talk, you know what I'm saying? But now I see that I had started a trend, man. It's breaking the chain. You know what I mean? I saw there for the clout chase. I saw he got a Big Lou up there. That's what's up. Salute, salute. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Mel Cross. Mel Cross had the homie, I think it was Mad Ronald them up there. Salute Mel Cross. See what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't talk about it. Sometimes you gotta be about it. You know what I mean? So sometimes you gotta do it by action, you know what I mean? And that's the reason why facts, dog. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, you already know. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing because I'm gonna tell you why. That's the way it's supposed to be. See, sometimes it takes more of a man to take criticism. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it takes more of a man to take criticism because some people don't understand that sometimes instead of looking at the way the criticism is coming, listen to the words that's being said. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes when you take time to decipher what's being said. You hear a little bit more because you understand a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, couple people hit me, couple of people hit me, and it was like, yo, cat. You know what I'm saying? You got son over there firing little sneak missiles or whatever, throwing indirects or whatever. I'm like, yo, I said, listen, man, I'm done with them dudes, man. I already made my point. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gotta hit me in the DM and let me see that dumbness because it's not effective. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm setting the tone and I'm doing it by action because that's the only way to do it. You know what I'm saying? When you start saying you're gonna do this, that, and the third, then you don't do it, that becomes a highlight. That becomes a title. Jay Breezy said, Cat, you watching that Minneapolis? It's real. Was listening to her song, and a lot of it's true. Where before the COVID, there were a lot of civils standing up around the world. Brian Crawley, salute. Pistol Game, salute. Pistol Game. When Pistol Game says something deep right here. And hold on, somebody else said, okay, hold on. When does life change, or does it, or does it? Who do we trust it? We could trust. Who to protect us when there's no one to protect us? I know who, you know who. Facts. D Nice, salute, bro. Yeah, that's a fact. And and Jay Breezy Borough. Yeah, I was looking at the thing with the riots and all that. You know, it's a crazy situation when it comes to those circumstances too. Um, when it comes to those circumstances, it's like you got to put yourself in a situation where you're dealing with the public, public eye, should I say? You see what I'm saying? Junior Towin, salute, salute, Junior Towin. Rise up, Regin. Rise up. You know what I'm saying? Salute, Junior Towin. You know what I mean? O'Neal Perez, salute. Pay daily. Just imagine if we brought back groups like the Black Panthers and the BLM back. So Pay Daily says something interesting. He said, just imagine if they brought groups like that, like the Black Panthers and the Black Liberation Army back. I mean, now I assume you could imagine what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because they prepared for it once it got aired. And I know a lot of people are bugging out, like, hold on, what do you mean once it got aired? Prepare for what? What I'm talking about was one day, I was in Southport Box, and the brother Ali, Ali Shepherd, Ali Shepherd, old timer, he been down for like 30, 40 years or something, mad long time. You know what I'm saying? And he gave me a book. He gave me a book called The Spook Who Sat by the Door. You know what I'm saying? So I'm reading this book, The Spook Who Sat by the Door. And I'm saying, wow, it's an interesting book. You know, the way they put it together and all that. But then I said to myself, I said, this won't ever happen. And it's not only because the type of people of today are different. The mentality is different. A lot of people are not solid about their life standards. So if you're not solid on your standards, how far will you go in a cause? You know what I'm saying? Remember when I was talking about Eldridge Cleaver? You know what I'm saying? Mm. Okay, okay. So Brian throwing that knowledge. He said the Black Panthers try to move on Zimmerman's punk, but the support wasn't right. We should have immobilized right then and there. That was still walking the streets. Mm. Okay, okay. Okay, Almighty Sazone, salute, bro. KO in the building. You see what I'm saying? So if Lucifer Spartan, my dude, yo, Lucifer Spartan, we're gonna put that together. Imagine I'm sitting in the cell and I'm reading this book, and I'm saying this book here is deep. How many people in here ever read that book called The Spook Who Sat by the Door? I know D Nice probably knows. D Nice, you didn't read that book, D Nice? Did anybody in this chat read that book? This is interesting. This is interesting right here. This has caught my attention. So nobody in here read that book. Wow. Oh, wait a minute. Iraq say he has. We got one person. That's what Scar was talking about to me. Yeah. Matter of fact, I think I left the that book to Scar because when I went to Pop Dog, I left from the gallery and I left Scar behind, and I couldn't bring mad. Oh, I had books, bro. I had books. Junior Stone, the spook who sat by the door. Let me get one of them cheese things. Wow. So I'm looking at this right here, right? The real blessed. Salute, homie. That's a fact, Damo. Whoop, whoop. You know, shout out my son too, man. Shout out my boy Nate Dog 916, man. Know what I mean? Shout out my boy Nate Dog, man. He don't chase nobody, man. Nate Dog just do his thing, you know what I'm saying? Five Fuego, salute. Wow, but look, now let me tell you, let me give you the history on that book. The same way y'all got me, y'all be having me doing research and all that. I'm gonna give y'all one to do the research on. You know what I'm saying? When you research that book, you will see that after its printing, it never got printed again. They had a movie on it. The movie was taken out of the theaters. Yeah. Yeah. Things that make you go, huh? Yeah. When you do the research, you'll see. They took the movie out of they had a movie for it. They took the movie right up out of there. Man, people was going over there to go check it out and all that. They was like, "Oh, nah, that's a wrap. Movie not showing no more." Imagine that, huh? Imagine that. I know y'all gotta be bugging like for real. Yeah, yeah, that's some deep ish right there. You know what I'm saying? That's something to think about. Watch when you research. They never made no more books of that. But it's something that I had the video that I needed to show. That I have the video for. I gotta put this one together. There's something. Yeah, Sam Greenlee. No. Yeah. Yes. E Dog. Sam Greenlee. That's who wrote the book. Yup. Sam Greenlee. But now I got a question for everybody because I ran into some information that I didn't know my whole life until 2 days ago. In my job, I was watching during my break, I was watching the History Channel. What does everybody know Thomas Edison for? What does everybody know of him as? Like, what's his big? When you hear Thomas Edison, what's his big major like accomplishment? Let me see if somebody pull this one out of the bag. That's a challenge for the day. Let me see if somebody pull it out the bag. That's a challenge for the day. Brian Corley said the light bulb. A lot of people saying the light bulb. Y'all just ordered it off Amazon Wildcat. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, Ray J. Brujo. Light bulbs, electricity. Sleeping with his slaves. Electric chair. Oh, Brian Crawley. Hold up. Hold up. Brian Crawley, I gotta throw him up. I gotta throw him up. I got to throw him up. Yo, check it out. So the first execution by the electric chair. Now, let me give you a little bit of a rundown of what happened before that execution went down. Thomas Edison and some other dude, I forgot his name, but I'm about to show y'all so y'all can know the specifics of it. I'm gonna give you the rundown, and then y'all gonna see the specifics of it. But Thomas Edison and this other dude was competing. You heard? Alfred P. Southwick invented the electric chair. Oh, hold up. Hold up. Hold up, E Dog. Alfred P. Southwick invented the electric chair. Okay, now let me show you something. I'm not saying that, and I don't think that they were saying that um Thomas Edison invented the electric chair. What happened was There was another dude that saw somebody died after getting hit by currents of electricity. So the dude instantly died. So before that, they was doing a shooting joint where they would line people up and blast them in the head and all that. You know what I'm saying? So now what they Thomas Edison invented the way to transfer the electric volts through the chair, through his source of energy transferring, while the other dude was saying it's not going to work. Yes, Brian Crawley. Yes. Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm not saying that he invented the chair. But the whole thing about it is, first of all, so here it is. They're in Auburn. For those of y'all that have been to Auburn, they went to Auburn Correctional Facility. And it's crazy because they used to tell us all the time when we was in Auburn that that's where they did the first execution in New York State. So here it is. They took son in there and they ran the currents through him the first time, and he still was living. And then there was names that were being involved in this joint here. No lie, there was names that were being involved in here that I was bugging. J.P. Morgan. Who is J.P. Morgan known for? They was all down with that dude death, but the horrible way that that dude died, because at first it didn't work. Then after that, they went in and did him again. Yes, Iraq. There they go. Yo, I'm telling you, I was like stuck there watching it. No lie, cause that stuff like when you go to school, they're gonna tell you that Thomas Edison got something to do with the light bulb, this, that, and the third. Facts. Edison was trying to prove Tesla's DC current as dangerous, so Edison made a electric chair with DC energy to scare people. Oh, ACDC. Yo, hold up. Yo, salute to the chat. Number one, salute to the chat, yo. Salute to the chat. Because I see there's people here that be on point. They be on point. Venezuela's wrote JP Morgan and Nazis. Yeah, yo. Some of these big time people, man, got hell of a histories, man. It's a fact. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, but I was looking at it and I'm bugging out like, yo, what the hell? I'm sincerely bugging out. Hold on a second. Let me get it for y'all so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Brian Crawley, I think Brian Crawley might have seen it. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, Big Rage Brujo, salute. I hope everything going good with you, bro. Yo, let me see something. What was it called again? Um, oh yeah. Ooh. All right, here it go. Here it go right here. So what you're about to see right now, okay, here we go. I gotta put everybody on point right now. Now watch this. Check this joint out here. Yes, Papa saw money. Papa saw money. Papa saw money on the money with that one right there. Hold on a second. Hold on a second here.
It is the last of a vanishing breed. Housed deep inside Holman Prison in Atmore, Alabama, it is one of the last electric chairs still available for use in America.
The one in Alabama was called the Big Yellow Mama. Because the electric chair was associated with a criminal element, there was a lot of nicknames that came for it. The one in Florida is called Old Sparky.
The one at Sing Sing was known as Old Sparky as well. There has always been a mystique surrounding the chair, and many of America's most notorious criminals have had the questionable distinction of dying within its framework. From Ted Bundy to Sacco and Vanzetti to Bruno Hauptmann, the convicted Lindbergh baby killer, the chair has claimed hundreds of victims. The story of the chair dates back to the late 1800s, when a new form of power was changing the way Americans lived: electricity. It would soon change the way condemned criminals died. By 1885, several human rights groups were calling for an end to hanging. In 1888, the new governor of New York, David B. Hill, had joined the movement to abolish the gallows. After witnessing a particularly gruesome execution of a woman, he instructed his legislature to begin a search for a new, more humane means of putting people to death. A committee was formed. One of its members, Dr. A.P. Southwick, a prominent dentist, had witnessed the accidental electrocution of a man who had touched a terminal on an unshielded electrical generator. The Death Commission, as it was called in the papers, analyzed over 40 procedures and narrowed these down to 4. Garrote, a method of strangulation; guillotine; injection; and electrocution. The committee sent out a questionnaire to judges, doctors, and scientists, asking them to endorse one of these 4 methods. One of the respondents who favored electrocution was Thomas Edison.
He was a major personality at the time. Everybody knew him, and the other members of that committee simply went along with his recommendations.
While the members of the commission had been battling over a new method of execution, Edison had been fighting a battle of his own and losing. The battle was called the War of the Currents. Edison had invested his fortune and his reputation in his direct current utility system. He hoped to sell his system to the world.
Thomas Edison was someone who favored direct current. George Westinghouse favored alternating current. In those days, it was unclear which really was going to win out.
Alternating current was cheaper to produce and distribute, but with its higher voltages, it was considered by some to be more dangerous. Edison and his people took every opportunity to try to prove that AC was too dangerous for public use. When Southwick and the Death Commission came along with their electrocution idea, Edison saw an opportunity to sabotage Westinghouse and AC by recommending alternating current be used for the new execution device. Harold Brown, a close Edison confidant, demonstrated to the committee how AC current could instantly kill animals. the commission was suitably impressed. In 1888, when hanging was replaced by electrocution, Brown was awarded the contract to build the first electrocution machine. He worked closely with a dentist, Dr. Southwick, who would later be called the father of electrocution.
Alfred Southwick was a dentist from Buffalo, and that's the reason that it became a chair. I think it would have became like a table or a cabinet or something like that, but it was a chair because he was a dentist, and he was used to working with chairs.
After several trial prototypes, Brown's final design was assembled by convict labor at Auburn Prison. The chair is a simple wooden fixture that holds the prisoner in place. Once the power is turned on, wet sponges conduct the current from the electrodes into the prisoner's body. The brain shorts out, and the heart stops.
Westinghouse didn't want to use his generator, so he actually refused to sell New York State a generator. So New York State then had to buy a Westinghouse generator from Rio de Janeiro in Brazil and bring it to Auburn Prison.
On August 6, 1890, an alcoholic peddler named William Kemmler, who was convicted of killing his girlfriend, was the first person to die in the electric chair. After the first jolt of 17 seconds, Kemmler was still breathing. A second jolt of 30 seconds finally did the job. When it was over, the chamber was filled with the smell of burnt flesh. Kemmler's head was smoking. He never moved or breathed again. The triumph of modern civilization had come at last. Newspapers around the world condemned the execution. George Westinghouse remarked, "They could have done a better job with an axe." Nevertheless, the chair was here to stay. Even though the technology was improved with higher voltages and better connections, the botches and problems continued. By 1906, 3 other states, Ohio, Massachusetts, and New Jersey, had abolished hanging and replaced it with electrocution. Executions in the chair peaked between the 1920s and 1930s, when a man named Robert Green Elliott was the chief executioner in New York. One of the controversial executions he performed was that of Ruth Snyder. She had been convicted of the murder of her husband in 1927. The circumstances around Snyder's execution may have influenced public opinion about the chair.
There was a lot of interest in the United States in the 1920s about how the electric chair actually worked, because no one had actually seen it in operation. The idea of actually photographing somebody was a journalistic coup.
The New York Daily News succeeded in getting that picture. The photographer, who was one of the witnesses, attached a hidden camera to his ankle and ran a cable release up through his pants. He snapped this picture at the moment the execution began. In 1946, a traveling electric chair was used to execute Willie Francis in Louisiana. When the switch was thrown, the chair malfunctioned. The generator exploded. Willie was returned to his cell stunned and complaining of a taste of cold peanut butter. Appeals to spare Francis were filed but denied. A year later, the chair functioned as designed. Francis became the first and only man to be electrocuted twice. In 1953, convicted spies Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were sentenced to the chair. The Rosenbergs' executions proved once again the unpredictable nature of killing people with electricity.
It only took 2 jolts of electricity to kill Julius, but when it came to Ethel, they had to use 5 jolts of electricity to kill her, even though it was the same chair, the same electricity, everything else was the same.
At the peak of its popularity, 25 states used the chair as their main method of execution. By 1989, only 14 states still use the chair. Today, though infrequent, the use of the electric chair did survive into the 21st century. Alabama carried out the first electrocution of the new millennium on January 7th, 2000.
Salute, salute, salute. Salute, Brian Crawley. Appreciate you, bro. It's a fact, homie. It's a fact. Real recognize real. Salute. Yo. So while we over here, look at this for example. So Thomas Edison, his thing was electricity. Banks Young Gun, salute my dude. I appreciate you coming through. You know what I'm saying? Facts. East of the West, you already know. Yo, let me tell you something, man. And I agree with you too. Who said that? Who said that? Hold on, where he at? Who said that? Somebody said they should have left it for chomos and pedophiles. Shit, I think so too. But I ain't even gonna go into that one. But I agree with that. But peep the drama. So here it is in school. When we hear about Thomas Edison, we thinking about a light bulb. Little do we know is that Thomas Edison, it was basically his stamp that put it all together by him offering electricity and him already being popular for electricity. Imagine that. So while you thinking that the man is honorable for the light bulb invention, it was his stamp that put the first man to get killed through electricity. Right? And then there was so many people involved in that. That's the bugged out part about it. I'm telling you, and I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. You learn something new every day. That's no lie. Every day you learn something new. You see what I'm saying? The way y'all gonna learn about that book I told y'all. Who remembers? Let me see if y'all was paying attention. What book was I talking about before? What book was I talking about before? Let's see somebody get it. Did anybody get it? Nobody got it yet? What book was I talking about before? Eli, salute. Eli Delgado, live from the 718. Salute. He said, stranger by the door. Nah, it's Spook. Spook who sat by the door. Yo, I'm surprised D Mons didn't read that book, man. That's way before my time. You know what I'm saying? See, D Mons was on his Cool in the Gang stuff. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? He was on his get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Oh, I'm in the alleyway right now. D Mons said laugh out loud. Salute D Mons, man. That's the OT right there. That was a good movie. Oh, that's a fact. Oh, Jerry Green said, "Oh, Jerry Green, you got to see the movie?" Hold on, I think there's one person in here that got to see the movie. That's interesting. I would like to know about that. Jerry Green, where you at? Jerry Green, you still up in here? Hey, yo, Jerry Green. So you remember when they took it out of the theaters? Because it only lasted for a certain amount of time and then they took it out. I read the book and I have the movie. Oh, Iraq said he got the movie. Look at that. They got a movie on that book. Say word. Yeah, demons. Yup. I'm telling you, they took it out of the theaters. That's a fact, Big Rage Brujo. Yeah. Now let me just make this correct. I'm not saying or advising anybody to read the book to get any kind of concept from the book. No, I'm not. What I'm saying is that in the book, you're going to be reading about a certain ideal of like how people feel at this time. You know what I'm saying? It's how certain people feel at this time. You know what I'm saying? So when people talking all that craziness, this is stuff that's been scriptured. You know, they say I always remember when they used to say two wrongs don't make a right. One wrong makes a worse of wrong. So I won't ever come up here and say this. You know, as much as I may feel distaste about the situation, I won't come up here and be the battery to spark or the ideal came from here about ways to deal with those certain situations. It's becoming well known and is now it's in the public eye. So being that it's in the public eye, and when I'm not saying the public, because we're really not the public. We're supposed to be the public, but we're not. How are we the public if our words don't really mean anything unless we formulate and make our voice a manufacturer of voices? You see what I'm saying? That's throughout history. It's been, salute Gabe Rodriguez. I see you in the building. Throughout history, it's always been that way. You had the Panthers marching through the streets. Um, all the stuff, all the situations that happened. San Quentin Six. You know what I mean? Salute Johnny Spain and George Jackson and Jonathan Jackson and all them. That was a war zone, and that was called civil unrest. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, eventually, when you do something so much, it gets to the point where it becomes such of a subject matter that, for example, in New York City, they had to stop and frisk. Right? Stop and frisk meant that when you was walking in the street, they was able to stop you, throw you on the wall, and frisk you, basically, off whim. You know what I'm saying? They'll probably say, okay, he looks suspicious, whatever, what's up, this, that, and the third, cover they behind. But that basically that law there. Now it happened to, before De Blasio came in and got rid of the law and all that. You know, imagine how many people were arrested just behind that stop and frisk joint. All those people were sacrificed because all those people either pled guilty to the charges for whatever was found illegally on them, or whatever happened. Once De Blasio came into office and took that off, then and then how about the people that was outside marching? That stood out there like in tents and camped out. You see what I'm saying? How about all that? I remember, no lie. Salute Carmelo Santiago. Appreciate you, bro. Salute. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was in when I was locked up in Brooklyn, and they ain't had no power. Yeah, there was no power in that joint. No lights, no power. So they had everybody basically locked down. See how people feel about this quarantine? You see what I'm saying? How people feel enclosed because of this quarantine? But it was the same way. You see what I'm saying? So, here it is, isolation once again. But you had to make the best of it. You know what I'm saying? So you had dudes banging on the window, bing, 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 banging on the window, kicking their lockers and all that. I'm in my cell I'm looking out the window, and I'm actually amazed by the power that the people had out there. You know what I'm saying? That was amazing. But when I left the window, you know what I'm saying? I checked my water was working. So I started doing push-ups. Started doing push-ups, drinking water, and they was bringing us food. They just wasn't bringing us hot food. You know what I'm saying? The worstest thing you can get, I'm gonna tell you right now, is when they tell you that they got these meals. Like a lot of these places, they got these meals that are frozen, and they've been frozen for years down there. And the only time they defreeze them is for emergencies. I don't know if a lot of people are hip to that. A lot of times when you're locked up and they have an emergency, like for example during the COVID, you already know what they was doing. They was unfreezing them joints. What do those boxes? They call them frozen. They call them bag lunches in the state, in the feds. They call them box lunches. They call them boxes because they come in a cardboard box. They come with a stick of peanut butter, jelly, bread, cheese, salami, some type of cold cut, two cookies, and Kool Aid. Facts. And that joint was there frozen for, you don't know how long that's been there frozen. That could have been there frozen for 10 years, 20 years. It's not gonna go bad. It's not gonna go bad. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy because now imagine, you know what I mean? These people are prepared. You know what I'm saying? But that's what you're gonna eat. You're gonna eat that. So now imagine, now you're locked down and you're eating that type of stuff. Where you gotta put the peanut butter under the hot water of the sink in your cell. You know what I'm saying? To get it to soften up. If not, You could bang somebody over the head with that joint, bust them wide open. That's how frozen that joint is. They got those in deep freezers. They ain't playing no game. You can't unfrost and defrost them. But I tell you, nothing beats that. Nothing beats that. And imagine those that were up north. You know, imagine those people that was up north and they was on the loaf. Yo, I don't even mess with the Spam Papa Song money. As good as Spam used to be back then. Yo, you take a piece of Spam, you leave that out in the sun over, and it turns to mad maggots, homie. Word. I tested it out myself. I said, damn, man, imagine we eating this. If the sun hits that and it turns into that, imagine what's going on in our stomach when we eating that. Yeah. Brian Crawley said, Papa Saw money, Spam be like steak to the people in Hawaii. Yeah, I know. I mean, trust me, man. I'm telling you. That's like today. I was walking by when I came out of work. I saw a half a fish on the ground. Yeah, that was like the craziest thing I ever seen. It was a half a fish, yo. It's like if somebody took the fish out the pond, ate the head off of it, threw the joint. I was wilding out. I was looking at that. I was like, damn, that's not that looks crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but yo, that's what you would get. Frozen meal. Frozen, straight frozen joint, yo. So imagine. I mean, salute to everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate the knowledge. I see a lot of y'all is knowledgeable, yo. No lie. No lie. But wait till y'all read that book. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm not telling people to read the book so they could go act up. Because that happened before. Slums, salute, slums. Salute to my boy Slums. Yo, I'm telling you right now. I remember, and this happened in the box too. For those of y'all that don't know, whenever I talk about prison, I talk a lot about box because I did 9 years in the box. SHU time, 9 years. But definitely that if they was on that loaf during the COVID, imagine you already starving. Because if you're in a jump off in a jail like Attica or something like that, when you got beef with them police up there, they gonna take the loaf, they gonna put it on top of the some cabinet, and they gonna let that joint get mad hard. That's a fact. Iraq 152. If you got bad teeth, you done. That's why sometimes you see a lot of these dudes that their teeth is missing and all that. They was up north biting down on them loaves, yo. They'll give you a loaf, a cup of cabbage, and they give you another cup. So you take the other cup and that's for the water. But sometimes they'll violate. See, don't start making all that noise and all that. You start violating, they turn your water off. You done. You drinking out the water from the toilet. Salute, salute, Psycho in the building. Brat, the Billy. Billy Yap. You know what I'm saying? Because no lie, up north, a lot of when you in the box, you got to wash your, where you think you are. Let me tell you what we used to do. We used to take the green pad because the toilets were metal. Oh yeah, follow my peoples, man. That's the wrong Con East podcast right there. Those are my homies right there, man. Make sure you check them out. You heard? My brother's up in Schuylkill, and he said they got new COVID cases. Yeah, man. I mean, being locked up at this time with this COVID thing, it's not the place to be at, man. It's a fact. Because they still got to get rid of that joint. Oh, Eli Delgado said, "Cat, that stuff gets to me. Putting milk and cold cuts in the toilet. I never got to go up top, but my family and friends they have told me that's crazy." Yo, if you think that's something, we used to take the green pad and scrub the inside of the when you scrub the inside of the toilet used to be so clean. No lie. Clean. We used to scrub it with the green pad, scrub it, scrub it. I'm talking about where you could see yourself not just through the reflection of the water, but through the toilet itself, because they made of stainless steel. Facts like a mirror. And we used to wash our blankets and all that in there. Facts. Let me tell you something. Shower only came 3 times a week. So the other days, you had to do that in your cell. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the cold milk, you had to put it in the toilet. That's a fact. If you wanted cold milk, you had to get it out the toilet. That's a fact. And then to make them sheets smell good, we pour the shampoo in there. Man, when them sheets came out of there, and then you rinse it off and flush it and rinse it off and flush it and rinse it off. Man, them sheets came out from the laundromat down the block, bro. But little do you know, like you'll give it to somebody and they'll be like, it smells good. You know what I'm saying? They'll throw it on their bed and all that. Then one day they ask you, so what kind of machine you got? And you be like, the toilet. They'd be like, stop playing, don't play with me like that. They start bugging out like, what, did he say the toilet? I know he didn't say the toilet. Probably the husband somewhere, he's sitting in the living room, he didn't heard. He probably like, honey, did he say the toilet? No, you just hearing things. And she on the sideline because she probably was the one that said, yo, go get your shit clean over there. And he like, what? They won't never know. Them sheets coming out of that toilet bowl that was scrubbed, I'm talking about spotless clean. And then, people will still say, that's a toilet bowl, bro. I don't care what you do to that. It's still a toilet bowl. It was meant for turds to fall and to go down the pipes, for urine to go in there, for spit and all this, that, and the third. No, not when you're living in the bathroom. When you live in the bathroom, it's a whole different story. When you live in the bathroom, you got to make sure that toilet is sparkling and that water in there is clean as hell. As crazy as it sounds, and I know the people like, yo, is he talking about the toilet? Bro, I'm talking about the toilet. All purpose. Yo, Iraq hit it on the head. He said all purpose. That's a fact, all purpose. You had to make sure that joint was spotless clean. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a thing. That's why I don't because of my security level, they would never double bunk me. But if they ever were to try, It'll be a problem, yo. Because number one, I can't be in the cell with another man. Number two is, yo, that's a no-no, bro. Stainless steel prevents bacteria too. That's why you can do that. Ooh, Brian Crawley. Hold up. Brian Crawley with he came through with the scientific method, but now it's a fact. Stainless steel, nothing harbors on stainless steel because it's the ideology of that being the toilet. That's why people be like, nah, bro, that's the toilet. But scientifically, it's more than a toilet. It's all purpose. You know what I'm saying? No lie. Like the bed. Dudes used to scrape the bed, yo. Scrape the bed down. I'm talking about scrape the paint off the bed. Scrape it. Hang, hang. 2 days, you scraping and scraping and scraping. Until the bed is silver. Silver steel. Like it was just made out the metal shop. Straight from PC Richards somewhere. Out the warehouse. Then you dudes used to take the toilet roll. Matter of fact, hold up. Check this out. So dudes used to take the toilet roll like this. See this? Y'all see this? See this is toilet roll. Right? That's a fact. Papa saw money. I'm about to show him how to do the jump off. Watch this. So now you're going like this. Right? And this is a small one. Turn it inside out. You see that? You turn it inside out and you light the top. On the bottom, you take the cover from the juice that you get in the morning and you use it on the bottom so it don't burn nothing. Meanwhile, because you flipped it inside out, the fire is going to stay coming up steady and it's going to burn slower. Once the fire hits under the bed, the metal, that thing becomes a grill. So now the bread on the tray, it's no longer the bread on the tray. Now that bread gets butter on it. The fire is popping. The grill is on. You throw it on there. You start hearing it. Next thing you know, you walking. You in your bell eating the grilled cheese. We call that we ain't here no more. We in New York right now. I'm in the crib. You know the little things we do to escape. You know what I'm saying? Little things we do to escape. Grilled cheese. Oh nah. Hey yo, you hear me, Eli? Eli was talking about the showers and all that. I ain't gonna lie. I used to go when you in Pop Dog. When you in Pop Dog, you get the shower. Some people get the shower on the gallery. Gallery is only one man shower, especially all the old joints. I never really been to the new jails. I only been to the old ones. You know what I'm saying? The shower was already at the end at the end of the gallery. Oh, Iraq said don't let them get down with the peppers and onions. Yo, the things you know, creativity is one thing. The things you do just to live a little bit better. Know what I'm saying? Just to live a little bit better in your circumstances, the things you'll do. Salute. Salute the chat, yo. Spartans is up here in the building. You know what I'm saying? I just showed y'all how to make a wick. That's called a wick. You know what I'm saying? Or a bun. Sometimes we call it a bun. You got to make the bun so you can have the heat. You know, I'm just telling y'all, showing y'all this so you can see that when you're in a circumstance, you got to be creative so that you can not only overcome that circumstance but get something out of it. You don't want to be in a circumstance and you don't get nothing out of it, then that's wasted time. That's the reason why when people are in certain situations, they try to get the best they can. You locked up, you read, you study. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the time to do it. So why not take the opportunity, you know, as much as you would hate the world for the situation that you're in, you also got to look at and say to yourself, like, damn, it is what it is. I always had a saying that I always say. I ain't said it in a while, but I always say it. Bumps and bruises, Jeeps to Land Cruisers. And you know, and that's another thing. That's another thing that I gotta say that comes to my mind, right? Like, you know, so I be hearing dudes when dudes be talking, they be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Yo, he just trying to make himself more better than us because, you know what I'm saying, he's in the loop with the West Coast and all this, that, and the third. And nah, ain't even about that. See, that's why I'm saying these dudes just be talking because they got lips. You know what I'm saying? It's basically what you're supposed to do, man up. Supposed to man up. But some people, you know, some people don't really got the nation in their heart. Some people don't really live it because some people never really took a, how you say, a oath. Some people didn't take no oath. Some people came aboard as acquaintances who felt a movement. And what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is this. I could be in a cell house or whatever. And here I am, I'm repping whatever, BMW, Brooklyn's Most Wanted or whatever. And I'm running around doing my thing or whatever. A dude is feeling me. You know what I'm saying? A dude is feeling me. So now he goes somewhere else and he's repping what I rep because he's feeling me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I told him, but at the time I need numbers anyway. So if somebody goes and reps for me and brings me more people, that's cool with me. I'm not gonna say nothing about that. Go ahead. And you're repping my brand, go right ahead. But see, once you take an oath and you dedicate yourself to a life, You're supposed to live that life and know that life throughout its stages of progression, even throughout its stages of degression. You're supposed to know those things. When you don't know those things, it's only because you was what? You was not around. You wasn't in the loop. That comes from what? Inactivity. You saying? I can't come up here and start talking about movies I did in the 90s. Yeah, I did plenty of movies in the 90s. I did plenty of movies in the 2000s too. I don't have a large gap where I ain't had to put work in. Matter of fact, it was just 2016, 2017 where I had to put the beats on the dude. I'm talking about put the flaming beats on some dude in Jersey somewhere. We still live that. You're still consistent with it. Some people they don't they can't say those things because they ain't living that life. You see, out in the street, a street rep. Let me tell you something about a street rep. You can have a street rep in the hood that you're from. Okay, whoopie doo. You have a street rep in the hood that you're from. But what happens when you have a street rep in the hood you're not from? That makes you more. That makes you more of a stand-up person because you going somewhere else that you ain't from, but you're respected. See, that was the thing that I loved the most. When I didn't have the whip and I used to get on the train, you know what I'm saying? I could go to the Bronx. I could go all the way up and down Fordham, 183rd, salute 183rd. You know what I'm saying? I could go all over Aqueduct, Longwood, Stratford, Elcock, Spofford Avenue down that way, Third Avenue down this way. I could go to all these spots in the Bronx, man. Nothing but love. Patterson Projects, salute Patterson Projects. 1420 Grand Concourse, the Carter. You know what I'm saying? I could go all over there. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, I could go to Walsh Heights, Hunts Point. That's a fact. They love nothing but love for Hunts Point. That's a fact. I go all over the BX, man. I done broke night in the BX, man. I'm front of cribs and all that. Boston Road, Southern Boulevard. You know what I'm saying? I could go uptown. I could go across the bridge. I could go down University, Salsa Con Fuego, on BBQs on the corner, cross the bridge. I could cross the bridge, go across the 231st. You know what I'm saying? Go over there, Sherman and all that, Dykeman, and go down all the way down the Heights, all the way down to Harlem. You know what I'm saying? I could go to Ozone Park, Corona, Richmond Hill. You know what I'm saying? I could go to all these spots, man, and I'm good money. That's when you know if you about that life or you really was about that life or whatever. When you can go. You know how many times I used to walk that bridge sometimes on 155th, the McCombs Bridge. I used to walk it all the way across. Shooter 93, you know what I'm talking about. I used to walk that McCombs Bridge on 155th and St. Nick Place. I used to walk it all the way across a Yankee Stadium. Go all up and down Ogden Avenue. Come on, man. Really? Jackson, that's a fact. Melrose, yeah. Yeah, Crotona Park, up and down Crotona Park, both sides. That's a fact, James Dean. If you don't leave your hood, you're not putting on for the set. Nah, some people are just hood dudes. They just dudes that got a little popularity in their hood. That's it. Kingsbridge, what? Hey, yo, Banks Young Guns, you know how many times I used to be up in Kingsbridge chilling up there? Heath Avenue. You know what I'm saying? Come on, by the firehouse and all that. Come on, man. Like I said, man, that's when you know. That's when you know. Gun Hill? What? Gun Hill Road? Well, listen, man, I ate all damn near all them Jamaican restaurants up there. You heard? All them joints on East Gun Hill. I ate a lot of them joints, man. The cook up, and the sawfish. You know what I'm saying? They talk about Gun Hill Road. I eat the cook up and the sawfish. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? BX love the cat. Shout out to BX, man. You know what I mean? Shout out Walsh Heights too, man. I love. You know how many times I broke night in Walsh Heights? Broke mad nights in Walsh Heights, man. You know what I mean? Man nights I broke in in Walsh Heights. Oxtail beans and rice. That's a fact, James Dean. 241. Oh, and I could go all the way to Yonkers. Don't let me go to South Broadway. Start going down South Broadway. Start going all the way down Yonkers now. Let's not play these games, man. I could go down South Broadway and all that into Yonkers. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. Fox, Leggett, Longwood, all them spots. That's what I'm saying. Oh, curry, go that curry chicken. That's a fact, brethren. That's why I'm telling you, man. You know what I mean? Less talking nowadays, man. That's basically the movement I'm on. Less talking. I'm gonna let these dudes look like Arnold. Be having these dudes be looking like Arnold up there throwing sneak shots. But it's cool. Like I said, some people need to stay out the way because they're in the way. They need to stay out the way. You know what I mean? They ain't in the loop. They ain't been in the loop in a long time, and I understand it. Some people miss it, and it's cool if a person misses it. But you know, this ain't one of them. This ain't a revolving door. This ain't a turnstile. You don't leave and then come back. Yeah, that's a fact, Brian Crawley. Too much yap on this joint. They became irrelevant. That's a fact, Iraq. That's basically what it was. Yeah, I was checking that out. Banks Young Guns. You know, it's like I said, man. And I was saying this before. You know, it's a messed up situation with that brother because It's crazy. I still got to get more facts on it because I really didn't know what was going on until a little while ago. Because Donald Trump had said some craziness about it. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying. And shout out to my son Brazy K, man. Shout out to the homie, man. That's the homie Brazy K. But I know Donald Trump said some craziness. Hold on, where's that joint at? I'm trying to see if I got it in my email. Uh, well, he said one thing he said was he would end Hong Kong's special relationship with the U.S. and withdraw from the World Health Organization. So you already know in politics it's on and popping with Donald Trump. But I'm trying to get to. So it says the former Minneapolis police officer who kneeled on George Floyd's neck was charged with third-degree murder and manslaughter. Prosecutors said. Y'all know how, and here's the problem with that. So VOE Stretch Money, salute my boy VOE Stretch Money, man. Here's the problem with that. So in the law, they have this thing called conscious regard and conscious disregard. You either consciously, oh, word VOE Stretch Money, salute VOE Stretch Money, y'all. VOE Stretch Money just had a baby. That's what's up, bro. Salute VOE Stretch Money. Some lady stated that both George Floyd and Derek Covain worked together as security in a club, so they possibly knew each other. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm looking at what they're saying about the situation, but I'm not actually sure of how they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do. But they say they charged him with third-degree manslaughter, which is gonna get down to manslaughter. And the reason it's gonna get down to manslaughter is because they gotta prove intent. And because they ain't gonna be able to prove intent. Oh, this is the thing that went viral. Twitter said President Trump violated its rules against glorifying violence by posting a tweet suggesting that Minneapolis protesters could be shot. They hands on right now, man. Yeah, that's a fact. Another baby Spartan. But they hands on right now. Now's really not the time to be engaging in situations because it's going to be the life or death. Go on, tell facts, bro. It's getting spooky on the tube. Yeah, it's getting spooky on this tube, man. Nah, I agree with you, Top Shotter. Yeah, I know Banks Gun. That's messed up. Trust me. I'm reading more and more on it, Banks Young Guns. I'm actually gonna do I got something coming on that. Top Shotter said because I'm not bugging, but if you gang related, Crip, Blood, etc., but have no Cali branch off, then how is that official? It's true. It's a good thing that you said that, Top Shotter, because it's true. You know, you can't divide coasts without paying homage to the coast where it came from. Not saying that you can't be different, but also not saying that they are irrelevant. You see what I'm saying in that situation? So hopefully that answers that one, Top Shotter. Salute to the West Coast. You already know. Know what I mean? Things gotta be right nowadays. I gotta go because my timer is on. But we're gonna talk about that tomorrow, Banks Young Guns. Because I gotta do one more thing on that. See, the reason I ain't speak about it yet is because I wanted to do more research on it. But tomorrow we're gonna do research on that. You heard? Know what I mean? So salute to the real, man. Salute to everybody that came through. I appreciate everybody that came through. None but love. You already know. You know what I'm saying? None but love, none but love. But just remember one thing, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Psycho. I see that. But yeah, my clock is timing down. So yo, I just want to say, man, salute to everybody, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Another one. I got something for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I got something for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So definitely tune in tomorrow. We're gonna talk about these things. These things are something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But before I go, man, it's Friday. Enjoy your Friday, man. Everybody stay safe. We got a new spawn in the building. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing but love. You already know we in the building as always. You know what I'm saying? VOV Stretch Money, man. Congratulations. You know what I mean? Stay up, bro. Keep your head up, man. Make sure you stay out here and you're able to provide for that child. You know, Psycho, I love you, Psycho. You know what I'm saying? Patrick, you already know blessings. DJ Sook Bryant, Hagada, Hagada. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yo, I'm gonna leave y'all with something, man. I got something for y'all.